yet, Ercole kept making things difficult. When Giulia was practicing her swimming, Ercole splashed water on Alberto. Luca knocked him overboard to hide his transformation. Giulia didn't see anything, but Ercole did, enough to make him suspicious, until Giulia rocked his boat, knocking his precious sweater into the water. He panicked.
It's that girl! It's his rule! It cannot be poison! Ciccio, let it drop! I need it!
Luca was discouraged by the day's events, but Giulia still believed they could win.
Look, during school, I live with my mom and Geneva, and every summer I come here, and everyone thinks I'm just some weird kid who doesn't belong.
When asked where Genova was, she took them up a hill and pointed at a great gleaming metal snake. It was a train, she said, the one that went to Genova, which was also where she went to school. Over the next few days, as Luca learned more about her school, he wondered,
Is your school open to everyone?
Alberto knew what Luca was thinking, and he became afraid that Luca might leave him. Desperately, he reminded Luca of their plan to buy a Vespa and travel the world. He yanked him onto the bicycle and sped dangerously down the hill, just like they had done on the island. Only this time, Luca wasn't interested.
Alberto, stop!
That's Bruno talking!
No! I'm princess!
Splash! They landed in the water below. When Giulia caught up with them, they had dried off. Luca asked if they could join her at school. She was elated. Alberto was fed up.
Giulia, your school, does it take all kinds of people? I mean, what if some of them were not human?
Then he jumped into the water and transformed. Giulia screamed and scrambled backward. Luca knew he should tell Giulia the truth about himself, but he was too afraid. Instead, he pointed at Alberto.
Sea monster!
Alberto was shocked. Tears filled his eyes.
Luca?
But Giulia knew the truth.
Of all the places for sea monsters to visit, Portorosso? What were you guys thinking?
She decided that the race was too dangerous for them. The underdogs were known. That night, Luca stared out at Alberto's fort. Getting an idea, he swam over it and found his hideout torn apart. Even the Vespa poster was ripped off the wall, and behind it were tally marks. Alberto explained that they had started when his dad left.
I just thought that maybe he changed his mind.
After he had made 200 marks, he stopped counting.
He's better off without me. You were too. I'm just the kid that ruins everything.
Luca frowned.
Silenzio Bruno. It's just a dumb voice in your head.
When Alberto insisted that Luca leave, Luca agreed.
Okay, I'll go. I'll go win the race.
On the day of the Portorosso Cup, Luca went straight to the race official, Signor Marsigliese, to make sure he could race alone. Luckily, she agreed. Giulia arrived next and was surprised to see Luca. He tried to put her at ease before he ran off.
Don't worry, I'll race on my own. You won't get in any trouble. But how are you gonna... I mean, what happens when... You can't swim?
At the starting line, Giulia nodded to Ercole's teammate Ciccio, whom Ercole was covering in olive oil to make him more streamlined. Then Luca, in a diving suit, lurched. The swimmers took their marks. Bang! The first leg of the race was underway, but Luca was frozen at the water's edge. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and started walking. That was all it took. He set off across the ocean floor. As the race went on, Giulia swam as fast as she could and got an early lead. Below her, Luca struggled with a leak in his suit and began to fall behind. Ciccio was also having trouble. The fish were finding his olive-oiled skin tasty. Giulia was still in the lead when the swimming portion was over. She hustled to the table. By the time Luca arrived, she was already halfway through her pasta. Meanwhile, Ercole cheated by shoving noodles into the mouth of his teammate Guido. Giulia finished first, but she was wobbling as she made her way toward the bike. Luca was the last one to finish his plate. But the final leg was the bicycling leg, his best one. One by one, Luca passed each racer, even Giulia, and took the lead, until a drop of water splashed on his hand.
Huh? No.
He pedaled harder, hoping to outrace the rain, but the downpour grew worse. He stopped beneath an awning at the top of the hill. Then Alberto arrived with an umbrella.
I never should have let you do this alone.
Luca couldn't believe it. But in the next moment, Ercole whizzed by and aimed a savage kick at Alberto. The umbrella went flying, and Alberto landed hard. Soaked, he transformed into a sea monster. Alberto looked at Luca.
Stay there. We're still okay.
With that, he charged into the crowd, who were approaching with harpoons, and the net pinned him to the ground. It was Luca's chance to escape, but he no longer wanted. He wanted to save Alberto. Kicking his bike into gear, Luca shot out into the rain. He could feel his fingers turning to webs, his skin turning to scales, and a long slippery tail growing out over his bicycle seat. He plunged into the crowd and hoisted Alberto onto the bicycle. As they sped away, Alberto was shocked.
Whoa, you really are crazy.
Yes, it's working for you!
As they reached the bottom of the hill, Ercole careened into view. He raised his harpoon just as Giulia appeared, pedaling so fast that her feet were a blur. She slammed into Ercole's bicycle before he could take aim. The two bikes crashed into the sidewalk. Ercole shook his fist. When Luca and Alberto saw Giulia on the ground, they dropped their bike and ran back to her. The three friends stayed together, Luca standing tall in the face of Ercole and his harpoon. To everyone's surprise, Massimo arrived.
I know who they are.
He grabbed Alberto's hand and held it up.
They are the winners.
The underdogs looked around, confused. Yet there was the bicycle, lying across the finish line. They had won. As Luca and Alberto cheered, Giulia gave them a big hug. Just then, Luca's parents rushed over. They had seen the race, and they were so proud. Meanwhile, Ciccio and Guido got fed up with Ercole and tossed him in the fountain.
I can't swim.
The next day, Giulia said goodbye at the train station. Luca hugged her. He wanted to go with her, but he followed his wishes and turned to Alberto.
Well, let's go fix up our Vespa.
Alberto grinned.
Yeah, about that crazy thing. I might have sold it.
He held up the ticket to Jane, and Luca's family arrived with his bag. Luca couldn't believe he was going to school, but Alberto was staying in Portorosso with Massimo. Luca's face wrinkled.
I can't do it without you.
Alberto hugged Luca.
But you're never without.
As the train chugged through the countryside, Luca looked ahead. The entire world was at his feet, like a great map stretching out before him, with all kinds of mysteries and adventures hidden in its folds. He couldn't wait to explore every bit of it.